principles that lie within this simple little verse, principles effective for you in every way, shape, and form that we do. We live, and despite all problems in every nation, unlike anything other, and live outside the United States, live and how other lands behave. Free and it was a place of freedom. Um, go and come and so forth. Doing anything we pleased. I had to have a work permit. If she sat there and thought we need people for money to leave the island because that place. I mean, please, it's a great place. Like you're in America, don't have work permit, or you're just simply not allowed. Citizens and their businesses, which is the right thing to do, but it's not in our as and that is we are free from the penalty. When you're not born in this universe, you're born with a slave. Self-centered lifestyle. We didn't really have a choice in the matter. We it is nullified so that now we can do in life. We can disobey. We can choose to follow but freedom to choose. In sin, they don't. The church. One of the things we're seeing in chapter 5. Never to choose. You just have to understand. But there's no discussions on some of the commands. They're very please love one another, how treat one another. We know what they are. In Christ, I go out and do whatever I want to do. All things to do. Agreed on saying sometimes that's and come from different backgrounds. We have different. But grow. I mean, if we honestly, we need to be here because about and decide is this right. Now he'll say was about um, are simple to false gods, and then they would take the priest, the temple would take this and sell it in the market and eat it. And there was midden idolatry. So they would say, "I'm going to buy anything that has nothing to do with it. We're giving thanks to it, and there's nothing wrong. It's just meat. What happened to it, where it came from, him to choose whether or not eating meat is wrong for you. Not a problem for us. You know, I've never asked idols at some in America. That's an issue that does not affect us one way, shape, or form. And there are issues generation to generation. They don't remain the same because the culture constantly keeps changing. My father forbade us to have all that kind of stuff because so because problem having that kind of stuff in her house, you know. And Dad said Christians don't go to movie theaters. I argued with him, saying they're at the theater. Those kind of things I say today, because you can stream live anything you want live at home, but things are different. We all had to make choices. I remember I wasn't allowed to dance. In high school, they hated it. But I said shouldn't dance. And they go, "What's your religion?" I'm a Christian. Do anything. I'm just doing what I'm told to do. I don't. I'm just began to get on. See, I had to make choices by myself on those areas. I had to determine, are those things right or wrong? Because the Bible doesn't explain those things. Today, there are different things. I mean, because of how things have been handled, forth and so forth. Others say maybe the use of the you should even have a television in your house or not. And then there's generation, and Paul is saying, but freedom, sometimes the freedom here boils down into two things. One is a license to sin. Just do whatever I want to do, live any way I want to think, and that responsibility to operate the laws of the state. Now, freedom is not a license to sin. And behavior means that a believer has this mindset that they um, is clear right perspective of life. Because in my seminary, they had, some of them had children, and the president kind of thought, why should we post guys and families, and it makes no sense. So there's no dress. You could do whatever you wanted to wear, anything you wanted to wear. We did have about 10 single guys. They lived in the third. And that's guys. I'm there in my sweater, tie, everything neat and groomed. I walk. I'm really determines the of life where they're not beneficial to me, to my God. Toward God or me away from what's the best the things that limits that. But part of that is to ask, will this action he's kind of out for those, then don't do it. Then that's your choice to make. Will this help me become closer? Sure that he's above everything else in my life. I want to make sure everything's centered around him. Choices in life, die and go. Do who are you going to serve? You're going to well, he's a jealous serve you. I will be Lord of my life. Then understand something. He will not be equal important to God, or more important to God. It's going to create. Going to say he is going to thing. Seek ye priority. Martha, Martha, you're troubled about me. I'll take everything as by the Spirit of God that influence will some just things that are not our vocation, our occupation can be. We don't push God out of the life. He's there. Now, above everything else in my life. And if I stop it, it can be. Otherwise, my life simply is not going to be a powerful witness for Jesus Christ. Someone asked, and then she explained. Successful today. Now, that's more important to me than the freedom to choose anything, that it becomes more important to us. Everything else falls into balance. What I'm choosing to do, be an effective witness, but is it direction? Because it shines in a bright and brilliant and works. Time he had to humble me, read no less than 14 self-denial of the world, and follow them all the way through his life. Is William Booth. He happened to end up founding what's called the Salvation Army. And he touched thousands upon thousands of lives in inner city London, England, bringing many to Christ. When he died, this Christ, I'm free from the penalty of sin, the power of sin. I have the freedom towards God will in my life. And if we make those wise choices, then we'll be the people God needs us to be. But we glory to God. I invite you to take your